We are live.
Thank you. Good evening. This regular meeting of the Trenton Parks and Recreation Board on April 14th, 2026 is called to order at 6 o'clock p.m. Will you all please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Ms. Hale,
Here.
Ms. Butts,
Here.
Ms. Sturr,
Here.
Ms. Lucas, here. Mr. Wazalowski,
Here.
Ms. Fields,
Here.
Mr. Mello.
Here.
Thank you. Since we have a full board here tonight, there's no need to make a motion to excuse anyone. I would like to recognize our alternates in attendance, Mr. Root and Mr. Phillips, and thank Ms. Fields for joining us this evening and Ms. Hatter's absence. Next on our agenda this evening, we have the approval of minutes. I'll need a motion to approve or amend the minutes of the March 10th, 2026 regular Parks and Recreation Board meeting as submitted.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion was made by Ms. Lucas, seconded by Ms. Butts. Roll call, please.
Ms. Lucas,
Yay.
Ms. Butts,
Yay.
Ms. Hale,
Yay.
Ms. Sturr.
Yay.
Mr. Wazalowski,
Yay.
Ms. Fields,
Yay.
Mr. Mello.
Yay.
Thank you. Next this evening, we have presentations. First up this evening is Mr. Brad Baker, our Public Works Service Director, with a 2050 Master Parks Plan overview.
Good evening, Parks Board. I will start kind of right at the top. I'm not going to go through the whole packet. There's a lot of things that have changed from the master plan, so I'm going to touch on each park and kind of where we are and what's going on.
Okay, thank you.
I'll start with Founders Park. One of the things that was needed and was decided on was a gazebo, which obviously it's there. The second thing was electrical upgrades. The light poles have been upgraded. All the new ones are in. And the underground electric is going to be happening here in the next couple months. So then that'll round up that part of the master plan for Founders Park. As far as any of the street relocations or anything like that, that's really not in the mix right now. Okay. Home Avenue Park. We're in internal discussions with internal staff and engineering, going over the master plan for that. There'll be some parking lots added, concession stand stuff. We're in talks with engineers on redoing the concession stands. So that's kind of where we are. There's nothing really to report on that. The master plan for the park, that Home Avenue Park with, new playground equipment and the street relocation. Once we get some other things figured out, then we'll start moving forward on it. There's a lot of hoops to run through on that park due to the EPA with our well fields over there and stuff like that. So there are some things in motion. I just really don't want to elaborate on anything right now because I don't have anything solid to talk to you about. The third thing I want to talk about is dog park. Right now, staff is obtaining quotes. We have two vendors who have been out, two contractors been out so far, and done some measurements, and we're waiting on prices to come back. So we're looking at moving forward on fencing in two sections, one section for large dogs, one section for small dogs, however you want to put it, around the entire property out over on Hamilton Trenton Road, where the old SPCA dog pound was. And then at this point in time, once we obtain some quotes and we see where we are on money, we will move forward with a gravel parking lot starting out. It has a blacktop approach for the old building that was there. But little steps, we'll see where we get with that. But it's in motion. Okay. And then Kelsey's working with me to design a future, like a sign, like the Veterans Memorial sign and the splash pad sign,
Mhm.
like the 4x8 or whatever they are, 4x6,
I think 4x6.
4x6 sign, future home of, future side of Trenton Dog Park.
Nice.
So once we get that designed and approved, we'll be putting the sign up.
Great.
Community park. A lot of things going on in community park. We do have in the budget this year to resurface the parking lot, the basketball court, and the walking path. And we are gonna do it one of two ways. We're either gonna reach out and try to obtain some quotes, or we're going to combine that with our local paving project. We're thinking that combining that project with the local paving, since there's money budgeted for it, will help our pricing, because the more they can do, the cheaper they'll do it.
Sure.
So, and with that resurfacing, there'll be some crack seal stuff in the parking lot first, and there'll be, once it's paved, you know, they'll put the parking stalls back up, restrike the basketball court up accordingly, and move forward. And that'll make it look real nice. And on top of the parking lot being resurfaced, we have issued a PO to a contractor. We're going to put guardrail around the parking lot at the edge of the blacktop by the sidewalk going across the front.
Okay.
To try to safeten that up a little bit. First step of our safety assessment is getting that parking lot guardrail around it. On each end, there'll be 4-foot wide openings to walk through. Where the main concrete sidewalk goes up the middle, there will be a 12-foot gate there, so we can open and close as needed once we get vendors in for events, and then you can close it, leave one side open. Leave it to where a vehicle can't get through, basically. The pedestrians can still go through, the golf carts can deliver people, do this normal stuff like we always do.
Great.
So that's you're more than likely gonna be seeing that happen before the paving. You will see it before the paving. Robinson Fence is gonna be doing that. Like I said, they've already been issued a PO. Materials are ordered. So once all those materials come in, we'll be moving forward on that. We're also going to be adding a storage garage, a storage facility behind the amphitheater for the parks event coordinator. She's gonna have a 30-by-40 building back there with a 12-foot door and a 3-foot man door to walk through. It's gonna save staff a lot. It'll cut our 3-day moving down here for events down to about a day.
Great.
Then she'll have her own storage facility. It will not have heat, it will not have air, it'll have electric and water.
So we can't expect our office to be set up there anytime soon.
That was my next question.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Next year.
So we're waiting on some pricing, come back on that. Once we obtain the 3 quotes, then we'll move forward on getting that put in.
Great.
So that's happening this year as well. For all the playground structures, the main playground structure is that pour in place material, so it doesn't require mulch. But those swing sets, the mulch for the playground, we have to use certified playground mulch. That has also been ordered. We're waiting on delivery. We actually expected that to be in a week ago, but it's not here yet. So kind of early to be putting it in, but we're trying to jump in, get everything done before the first events really start happening. The one thing that was requested a while back, and most of you probably forgotten this, is a doggy water fountain. We had a little bit of damage over the winter to some of the plumbing in the building. It's being fixed currently, and we're going to be fixing all of that. The park restrooms are open, but the water fountain, the drinking fountain, is not working. And once that gets fixed, we're going to be installing the doggy water fountain with that. That's been a big request, and we was told to move forward with it, so we're going to put that in as well. Splash pad. As most people know, that's been moving forward quite nicely, actually, up until a week or so ago. The concrete pad was poured, and the finish did not meet the specifications that was required for the tough coat epoxy to go on. So right now, that splash pad is on hold. It had a March 28th drop dead date, but with the winter, a couple feet of snow throughout the winter and the cold conditions, there's contingency days built in. So obviously, we're not meeting that drop dead date, but it's very close to being completed. All of the aquatic structures are poured in place. They've all been pressure tested. All the electrics all in place. It's all been inspected and passed. All the drainage has been tested. It's all done. The walking path in the center was restored. So it's really close. A little bit more concrete and some plants. Once we figure out how they're going to fix the concrete that's there, once it's fixed, then we'll move forward. We don't really want to tear it. If you tear it out, you will not have a splash pad. All of those aquatic structures came from Canada. And it took us months. We ordered those months and months and months in advance. We took ownership of them before it was even awarded. So, trying to find out. There's been a specialist out to assess the situation, and once we have the recommendations and the sense of the engineers, we'll have some internal discussions once they investigate what they want to use, and we'll move forward accordingly.
Okay.
We just, I know everyone's excited about it, but we're using the taxpayers' money wisely, and we want a quality product at the end of this project.
Very true.
Anything subpar will not be accepted. So that's where we are with that.
Okay.
I got 3 pictures here. I'm sorry I didn't get them done in time for everyone to see them, but I'm going to pass these out. This pertains to the little library. We have decided to go with, you can pass these down. What I'm going to ask is that the board pick out which one you want, and we'll get them put up. Doesn't matter to us which one you want, what color you want. I just need to know so we can get them ordered. We can have them fairly quickly and get them put up. We don't want to use wood. We don't want to have to stain. We don't want to have to paint. We want to use that decking type material.
Is there a difference in cost?
Nothing significant.
Okay.
Average price about for these are around $400. Average price. Not a big deal. Nothing that we'd have to take to council. I just need your blessing on which color you want, which style you want.
Okay.
$400 plus the post. If we don't make them ourselves, there'll be a steel post mounted in the ground, and those get bolted to the post. Not a big deal. But if you could, I'm putting you on the spot here a little bit, but I'd like to get moving forward on this and get it done. Taking a little longer than there wasn't a whole lot of direction. And once Marcos and I talked, I got definite direction, so I'm moving on it now.
Okay. Can I ask a question at this stage?
Sure.
I know that at our last meeting, and I did read through the minutes, you referenced that there was discussion about also adding the book box at both parks. And I thought we had made a recommendation that we do both, but I wasn't really sure that that's what was reflected in the minutes. Is our plan
Sounds
doing this
like
at both sites, at both parks?
I was told Community Park and Home Avenue Park.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you for clarifying
I
that.
think if I'm correct, I think when it was presented, everyone agreed community park, and then later on,
You are
there
correct.
was discussion like, well, let's do both.
Yes, you are correct.
Okay.
So I just wanted to
So
make
we're-
sure that we were clearly moving forward with both. Okay.
So are we picking a style and then a color for
I
that?
just need to know which style, and then you tell me the color, and
Okay.
we'll move.
Okay. Has everyone had a chance now
Which
to
style
look
do you
those
think
over?
that
Do you
is?
let's have some discussion on preferences. And not to put anyone on the spot, but Ms. Dirth, if
That's
you
what I was asking.
wouldn't mind kind of leading, I know that you have a up close and personal connection to the project. So
Just on what preference for which one, is that what you're asking?
I think so, yeah, on the style, which style you think best suits the initial vision.
Sure. She talked a lot about having the bigger size. This barn looks like it only has the one shelf, for like big kid books and little kid books. So these hold a little bit more, and you can it looks like the picture example looks like that too. You can divide them a little bit by age. She's gotten a lot of donations, kind of through all ages already to fill one up. Probably both actually. So I think that would just rule out the barn probably. Other than that, I don't know. The only thing I could think of was that possibly with the one that's side by side, it might be easier to reach. I mean,
And taller books, possibly.
yeah, that's true. So, from the measurements, maybe the blue one.
Does anybody need to see the photos again to?
Okay.
What color?
I mean, she's a 7-year-old girl, so she would say pink. I'm sure you want it to be more neutral than that. The example picture she passed out was pink. So, I mean, she'll, I'm sure, be understanding if you need something more neutral than that.
I'm not picking the color.
Well, from a let me throw this out there from like a maintenance standpoint, as far as not showing dirt, not showing, maybe a color versus white might stand out a little bit more and not look
I would not recommend white.
okay.
Anything other than that. Everything in the park is green.
Right, I would recommend it. I would keep it like that because it would stand out and be bold
With the blue.
with the blue.
And that's
Us
one
is-
of our colors.
playground.
That's one of the colors here in Trenton. It's also Edgewood Cougars.
So this one.
Basically,
Everybody good with that? That color.
And
Just-
that's the color of the playground equipment too, sort of.
yeah, I mean,
Match our shirts too.
And our shirts, it matches the shirts. It's important.
Okay, are we ready to make a recommendation to Mr. Baker? I believe what the board is recommending, please correct me if I'm wrong, but we'd like to recommend the blue version in the blue color for both Community Park and Home Avenue Park.
Consider it done.
thank you.
The last thing that I wanted to touch on for Home Avenue and Community Park combined is we have received the suicide awareness signs. And they have actually come to my office and picked them up. I don't believe they're up yet, but they will be up within the next few days.
Excellent.
But we do have them in our possession.
It's awesome.
We've had them quite a while, and over the winter months, I kind of put them on the shelf because I didn't want them going out in the winter. But now it's time to put them up.
Great.
Good to hear.
That's pretty much the updates for the park. Is there any other question about any of the projects for the parks or anything right now?
I have one question.
Sure.
We like run and walk a lot around the walking path, and we've noticed I'm guessing it's the drainage or the runoff for the splash pad down the hill. Is that what that is? Will there be any kind of barrier around that? I know it looks like it probably won't ever get too deep, but I didn't know just for falling in or anything like that from a safety standpoint. Is there a plan to put anything around that?
There will be nothing around that.
Okay.
It should be safe. The infiltration rate down there is really high. That was tested.
Okay.
You'll probably, unless there's something goes wrong, you'll probably never really ever see much water down there at all.
Okay.
It should go away as soon as it hits.
Thank you.
Do you think we'll meet our deadline of Springfest for that to be the grand opening?
That day, Kelsey.
June
6th.
6th.
We should.
I know you don't have a lot that you can tell us about Home Avenue, but is that something we're really concentrating on this year?
Yes.
Okay. I think that side of town needs some positive.
Be nice to see some enhancements taking
Yes,
place.
yes.
Yeah,
It would.
yeah.
Great.
We haven't heard from anybody in the audience yet this evening. I didn't mean to skip over anyone, but I know asking for a review of this plan, and I don't know if you guys received copies or not, but I know that there was a question after the last meeting because we had made some references to the Parks Master Plan and the combined plan and how these things came to be so that everybody could kind of come up to speed on what has transpired over the last several years and help, see where we're making progress and some of the hopes and dreams that we still have. So do you have any questions or comments that no one else has brought up yet?
I had a question about the library, Home Avenue Park.
Mhm.
Is that gonna be up soon, or if they're gonna redo the park, we're gonna have a space doing it, move that?
I think one of the things that we had discussed at our last meeting was being able to go ahead and install it because it wasn't something that couldn't be easily moved or reinstalled as things progress. Is that the case?
Yes, the thought process, after discussing it with staff, is on the back side of the park, not on Home Avenue itself, but on the back side, it goes where the cut through goes. Somewhere over by that shelter in that area. The shelter won't be moved in any of the plans. So somewhere over in that area close to the asphalt, so you don't have to walk through the grass or, whatever, when it's raining or anything like that. But out of the way, but in a safe area over there that it won't be disturbed. So basically, once it gets planted in the ground, that's where it's gonna be.
Okay.
Plus, the other aspect of that is that area is on camera. So
Yeah. Good.
that first shelter closest to the water treatment plant, it shows up on camera. So not that something would happen, but we always plan for those kind of things. At least we have a fighting chance if something does happen. That's the thought process.
Any other questions about what we've heard Mr. Baker share tonight? Or obviously, as you've had a chance to look at this and we, can talk about it further if something comes up or you need more information or, it's obviously a working document. So listed with all the things we had hoped for. And I think as a community, and personally, I feel really, really good about the things that have transpired over the last few years and are really moving towards the things that the community had requested. So thank you for all of your hard work.
It's not me, it's the staff. But I'll pass it along. Thank you.
All right. So I kind of skipped ahead a little bit about the audience of public. If you have any other comments that you'd like to share, anybody want to step to the podium this evening? Have anything that on your mind? Or thank you all for being here. I see significant others in the audience as well. Thank you. The voluntold people.
Voluntold people.
All right. The next item on our agenda is unfinished business. The first one being an update regarding the Veterans Memorial. Does anybody have anything that they can share with us this evening on the
I have
Veterans
a few.
Memorial?
I don't know if Brad does.
Okay.
So first, I have not received the Q1 update yet. As soon as I do, though, I will forward it to the board. The next thing was, at the last meeting, it was asked if there was acknowledgements that had went out each time someone had donated. And what I had learned was if someone is using the QR code and they're donating, through that way, then the foundation itself is sending letters out. If the person is donating by rounding up their water bill, then they are not receiving that letter, and it's because that comes through as like an ACH transfer under City of Trenton. And that's when we would look at the quarter reviews, and it would be like the 26 cents, 13 cents. So those are
The roundups.
Yeah.
Okay.
so that's what I have for acknowledgement.
Okay. Okay. So I guess based on that, the question would be if someone's not using the QR code and if they're just submitting checks, you know.
They do too then. Yeah. And, like,
They do with the
any-
QR code and a check. The foundation is
Yeah.
acknowledging everything
Yes.
then. That's great.
Yeah. They even acknowledge, so when the city does the ACH transfer, they acknowledge the city. because
Okay.
That's who the donor is in their system.
Okay.
It's not each individual person showing up when it's that transfer.
Anything else regarding the Veterans Memorial?
Well, maybe Ms. Butts would like to talk about.
Yes, council discussed the change in location, and I believe we're getting ready to have our second reading this Thursday, if I remember correctly. Moving it to the plan is to move it to the Trenton Square. And they presented us with some mock-ups of what it would look like. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. And it's not going to change much at all of what was designed, so
Great. I know that was
that was my
and
fear.
That was
yeah.
a question on several people's minds as
Yeah.
to, okay, great.
I don't have that because it was up on the screen.
Okay. Do we happen to know the $1 million question? With the relocation from Community Park to
Mhm.
Trenton Square, we are very much still contingent upon a threshold on our fundraising.
Yes.
So once we
Once we
get
get
our
whatever.
update, we'll be in a little better position to address that.
And the move will end up, correct me if I'm wrong, costing less because of the grading that's already being done over there.
Okay.
With that-
Minimal,
with
minimal.
That being said, Ms. Butts, I've already been in contact with our engineers and individuals on site for that municipal complex. And I've kind of given a little direction on following the grade plans very precisely to accommodate.
Great.
Great.
Thank you.
Accommodate that. So it was gonna be good anyways, the better spot, but I'm already making provisions. I'm pretty solid on council gonna approve this, so
Fantastic.
there's a
Okay.
little behind the scenes going on, but
Great.
it will save the money, save significant money.
Wonderful. That's good. Will help us meet our fundraising goals more quickly, hopefully. So
We're working on that
yeah.
in
Yeah.
a lot of ways.
Yeah, it is. Ms. Butch, you mentioned some mock-ups. Do you think that might be something you could get a copy of so
Yes.
that the board could see it at our next
Yes,
meeting in May?
I sure can.
Okay, thank you. Okay, if there's nothing else then on the Veterans Memorial, are there any questions regarding the Veterans Memorial updates? Okay, there being none. The next item under unfinished business is a discussion regarding the suicide prevention signs at Home Avenue and Community Park, which I know Mr. Baker spoke to already. Is there anything else to be shared on those signs? Okay. And then we've also discussed the Little Free Library at Home Avenue and Community Park. Is there any other questions or discussion with that item? Okay, wonderful. Next item is new business. So as you have all heard, Ms. Hatter resigned as a member of the Parks and Recreation Board, and we thank her for having served on the board and for also the volunteerism that she showed during a lot of our events. So I'd like to publicly acknowledge her for her time. And we need to move on with discussions to appoint an alternate member to fill Ms. Hatter's position. So her term was to run through December 31st of 2027. And we have a number of alternate members. I know in the past when we have had discussion, we had sort of moved to what we were referring to as an executive session, just to allow for some more open dialogue so nobody felt put on the spot. So I will defer to the other members of the board to see, if there's any open discussion that you would like to have, if anyone's ready to move forward with a recommendation. For tonight's meeting, it is just on the agenda for discussion if no one feels like they're ready to move forward, but that's not to say that we cannot, so.
I personally feel like it should be done in executive session.
Okay.
And we may even want to check with the current alternates to find out if anyone wants to stay an alternate or if who's interested in being considered. So
to speak too, right? Would that be appropriate to have a chance to speak if they want to about
Sure.
further? Okay.
Yeah, sure. Anyone else?
I think executive session be better too.
Okay. Okay. So,
If you do the executive session, I think we should do it at the after the report.
okay. And I will presume that, we would be looking at one of our current alternate members that are listed, and then obviously opening it back up to the community, because we do have the opportunity if there are others in the community that would be interested in joining the board as an alternate member. So currently, our alternate members consist of Donna Fields, Henry Root, and Timothy Phillips. Would I be putting anybody on the spot right now if I were to ask you if you would like to express an interest one way or the other as to remaining an alternate or assuming a position on the board, or just giving us some of your comments or feedback at this time so that as we discuss it, we will have a better feel for what you'd like to do.
because right now we see you like every meeting, which is fantastic.
Absolutely.
And we would just be, it's like, what?
It just means committing to sitting here a little more often, but if you can't be here, we're fortunate to have the alternates. And I hope that as we've worked through our meetings and such, that alternates feel just as welcome as part of the board to engage with us and contribute to the discussions. And so far that I have felt that you guys have all done that. So I appreciate that.
I'm fine with it either way. It's not gonna make any difference what I'm gonna volunteer to do or anything, so whatever you all decide.
Okay. Gentlemen, any comments?
I feel the same way, whatever you guys decide, I'm up for it. If you want me to advance, if you want me to stay alternative, I'm fine with that.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, you guys are so helpful.
Thank you for making our job even harder.
Meeny, miny,
Yeah. So I guess we will,
I don't think you guys will be upset if you don't pick us, that's what we're trying to say.
Yeah.
and thank you for that.
Yes,
very much
Thank you all for taking that pressure off of us.
Yeah, because
Just get mad at Kelsey if you get.
because as far as I'm concerned, you guys are all,
You guys are a
we're
part of the
all
board
one
anyway.
group. right?
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely. So, okay. So question for the good of the order, would we just wait until we conclude tonight and then we can since it wasn't on the agenda, can we go ahead and opt to have that private discussion and come back and make a recommendation this evening, or does it have to be on the agenda? I didn't mean to
Can I get back to you on that?
I didn't mean to complicate it.
Let me check my resources.
Okay, if you can come up with something from your resources, I just want to make sure that we are diligent about following the process the way that it should be followed. So, but well, I don't think so. We've got time. I mean, obviously we have alternates here and you're willing to serve in any capacity that we need. So that's a really good point. Thank you for bringing that up. We don't have to do it this
today.
evening.
Yeah.
Ms. Moore, if you can't find an answer, we can put it on the
I
agenda.
think he was waiting on me to ask, but yes.
Yes,
Put it
we,
on the
You guys
agenda.
can go into executive session even though it's not.
okay, perfect. Thank you for clarifying that. So now you're up again, Ms. Moore, because next on our agenda tonight is reports by the board or city administrators, and I think you have some updates for us.
So before I do the event update, I actually got an update from Miss Nicole Ard, the business economic developer. I won't go into too much details because she knows far more than I do about this, but this is regarding the city's wetland restoration and preservation project. So the city's engineering and environmental consultants are working behind the scenes right now, figuring out what can happen at the park and what cannot. They are planning, hopefully, to be at the Earth Day Arbor Day event to communicate with the citizens and take a survey of what they would like to see there.
Oh, nice.
If they can't make the Earth Day Arbor Day, they were saying that Spring Fest would be the next one that they could come to. She did say that she would put survey boxes maybe around the city as well, in case people didn't attend the event, but they could still have an opinion. And I think that is about the update that I have.
Okay, great. I know too that at one of those initial meetings, there was some discussion about once the weather cleared up and it wasn't so wet at the wetlands, to possibly schedule like a field trip out there and invite everyone that has an interest in at least seeing that property firsthand. So if you would just let her know that we are definitely interested in that opportunity. So just keep us posted. Okay.
Thank you. All right, and then the event update. So for Earth Day and Arbor Day in the park, it is our first event for 2026, and it's almost here. That'll be Saturday, April 25th, from 12 to 4 at Community Park. So some of the students at the high school have packaged all of the seeds, and they will be packaging the trees for us this week. We'll be dropping them off to the students. This Friday, our active and ageless group are packaging the bulbs.
Nice.
Yes. So for our giveaways, we have some volunteer groups that are giving away a couple different things. So we have a brownie troop that'll be there, and then a Girl Scout troop, and then the Trail for Life troop. And then I will also have a table for Parks Board. So I know that Miss Dirth and Miss Lucas had extended their willingness to be at the event and pass out things. So I would probably have you two there, passing out bags, flyers, and then the bulbs. The Trail for Life troop will most likely do the trees and the shrubs, or one or the other. And then the brownie troop probably seeds. So we have all the volunteer needs covered. We have 7 pop-up vendors that are joining the event this year. Last year we had 4, so we acquired a few more, which is good. There will be 5 local organizations that wanted to set up and host activities or games to connect with the community, or a giveaway. So there's 5 of those, maybe 6 if the consultants can come set up as well. And then there will be 3 food trucks on site. And then for the Earth Day portion of it, we will have the recycling dumpsters for paper, styrofoam, cardboard, metal, and electronics. And then donation boxes for the clothing and usable latex and water-based paint. A secure document destruction, and then Trenton Police Department will have their drug take back as well. So everything is on schedule for that event.
Right.
Next on the list is Spring Fest. So I had met with a lady that taught me about Sign Up Genius. So I am trying that out with Spring Fest.
Okay.
I forwarded everyone the link right before we started this meeting today, so you guys have that now. But so we do need 57 volunteering shifts. This is just the inflatable attendants, ball keeper, dunk tank, donkey, I guess you would call them. 57 volunteers for that. And then we will need probably about an additional 4, at least from Parks Board, to help oversee the event. So I have that. I've sent it out to a few of my contacts already. We have 2 people signed up, so that is a start. I just got it created, I think about 2 or 3 days ago. So the vendor application has now gone live for food trucks and some pop-up vendors. It will close on Friday, May 22nd. So far, I have 13 local organizations that are planning on joining Spring Fest and setting up either in a booth or under the shelters. Right now, I'm working on ordering some banners and event signage. And then something that I wanted to ask the board is, I realized at all of our concerts, we will have a Veterans Memorial fundraiser, but we don't have a fundraiser set up at Spring Fest. And I think that we should. I don't know what we would want to do. So we've done, 50-50 raffles, and then we're going to do a raffle basket, but I don't know what we could do differently for Spring Fest. So if anyone wants to think of some ideas, let me know. And that's all I have for Spring Fest. For Let Freedom Boom, I have created an application on the city website. So you have to go on the website to access it and fill it out. Once you fill it out, it comes to my email. It has all the rules and regulations of the parade. A lot of it's common sense kind of safety things. Reminds everyone to wear red, white, and blue. There's a parade route on there, so everyone can see it. But that is live. I will close it Monday, June 1st, because that gives me a month to plan for a parade. And we don't know how many applicants we're going to get the closer to this event. But so far, we have 20 confirmed groups
Wow.
in the parade.
That's great.
Yes.
And could you say again, I'm sorry, June 21st is the due date?
June 1st.
June 1st, okay. Thank
If
you.
we don't have
That makes more sense.
If we don't have enough applicants, I may extend it, but for right now, I think June 1st is a good deadline. As of right now, I do need 18 volunteering shifts for the event. I have not created the Sign Up Genius link for that one just yet. The vendor application will go live on Monday, April 27th, so at the end of this month. This event has gotten a lot of attention from vendors, so I already have a list, a lot of people. And then right now, I'm comparing some companies for some kid-friendly attractions, trying to see what we can get the most bang for our buck, since we'll have a lot of families there. We'll need more volunteers for that, if we have inflatable stuff, so. And then I did want to see if Ms. Lucas had an update on us. So Ms. Lucas is overseeing the raffle basket donations for the Veterans Memorial. And to see if you had anything for us.
So as I did a Facebook post, and then I went to a couple businesses. As of May 1st, I will be picking up about 15 baskets.
Nice.
Nice.
So I know our goal was 10, so we have conquered that goal at least.
Yay, good job.
So,
Nice.
and we will have them early enough to where If something had to be put together, we could put it together in enough time.
Good job.
Thank you.
Welcome.
I really appreciate that. Okay, and then for Fall Fest, the update that I have is that we have finally received the signed contracts for both Austin Mead and Goodbye June. And I announced them on Facebook today. For movies in the park, all of the movies have now been announced. I'm working on a flyer right now that has the movies, activities, times, all that. I'm hoping to have it finished by Arbor Day so we can start casting it out during the event.
This size, not the big sizes. We want this size.
We like that size.
We like
The
that
big
size.
size.
This is very nice.
Literally, people just, they can fold this up, put it in their pocket. and
This is
go
a
back.
better refrigerator size.
Yes.
Okay, I will make sure that I make it that size. Matt Hill and family just donated some boxes of popcorn buckets and drink cups again. So thank you, Matt Hill. And then Ray, Karen, and Dale Perry have all agreed to be on popcorn duty again this
Thank you.
summer. And Ryan, Perry, and Leah have agreed to be on snow cone duty again.
Oh, thank goodness.
Sort of sauce. We're
I
still
mean-
working on the sauce.
Yay.
That is it for me. That's all I have right now.
Okay, thank you. As everybody can tell, we've got a great lineup of activities for our community. So are there any other comments before we move to executive session to discuss filling the alternate position? Okay. The date of our next meeting will be May the 12th, 2026 at 6:00 p.m. right here. I guess this is a procedural question. Do we just move to executive session or do we adjourn and then go into executive session?
You have to make a motion to go
we
into
make-
executive session and then you adjourn, correct? Or no?
Mhm.
Okay. I will entertain a motion to move to executive session to discuss the appointment of the filling of Ms. Hatter's position.
I'll make that motion.
Motion was made by Ms. Lucas. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second was made by Ms. Dirth. Roll call, please.
Ms. Lucas,
Yay.
Ms. Dirth,
Yay.
Ms. Hale,
Yay.
Ms. Butt,
Yay.
Mr. Wazalowski,
Yay.
Ms. Fields,
Yay.
Mr. Mello.
Yeah.
Okay. We will adjourn into executive session and return very shortly to finalize our meeting. Everyone is welcome to either stay or go except for the board, please.